Pre-order bonuses are meant to incentivize players into buying the game early and can be almost anything from a replica murderer mask to a truly horrible statue that will lower the value of your home by a double-digit percentage. Some pre-order bonuses, however, give you items, gear and equipment, digital or otherwise, which give you an advantage in the game itself, so that pre-orderers end up super overpowered to the point where it makes the game a trivially easy walk in the park. Here then are the most OP pre-order bonuses that made the game a lot easier than it was supposed to be. Enjoy and beware spoilers for the following games.
Saints Row 4 is hardly the most restrained game when it comes to weaponry. After all, this is the game in which you have access to an inflato ray, a black hole launcher, and of course, the incomparable dubstep gun. If you want to have the easiest time of it possible, however, you're going to need Saints Row 4's pre-order Commander-in-Chief pack, which includes a weapon called America. That's America with an apostrophe instead of the first A, which is possibly the most ridiculous gun in the history of video games, and that's saying something. It is, according to the description, a dozen guns, a rocket launcher, and a flamethrower, all wrapped together behind one convenient trigger. What this means in practice is a ludicrously oversized, overpowered, and overloud gun that when fired produces an incredible firestorm of artillery and either a barrage of fully automatic rockets, or in its alternate fire mode, a stream of deadly flame, all accompanied by fireworks sounds for ultimate Americaness. Oh, and it also has infinite ammo, just in case you were worried it might have some small drawback.
Good fight.
Anyway, the America gun makes every combat encounter in the game totally trivial, which sort of defeats the point, but not as hard as this gun is defeating these enemies, so I guess it's fine.
The Test Drive Unlimited series sold you the fantasy of a test drive that was unlimited. Not like the stupid limited ones at your local dealership, where if you just drive off with the car, it becomes a whole police chase. I haven't decided if I like it yet or not. 2011's Test Drive Unlimited 2 kicks off that escapist automotive fantasy on the notorious party island of Ibiza, where you almost get fired for arriving late.
Hi, Dad. No, I'm still at the hotel. Yes, I know I'll be late, but it's the valet's fault. It took him forever to bring my car.
What the hell kind of escapist fantasy is this? I can nearly get fired for being late in real life. And I do. While the game featured a huge selection of exotic sports cars with which to race against opponents, both online and off, Test Drive Unlimited 2 made the bizarre decision to make the fastest car on the planet at the time into a retail exclusive pre-order bonus. If you pre-ordered the game at Walmart, you received access to a $2.4 million Bugatti Veyron Supersport. Which ironically is exactly what you'd be driving if you'd bought stock in Walmart in 1972. It's not even just that this is the very model of car that in real life held the production car speed record until 2017 that makes it the equivalent of a drivable cheat code. The developers also made the Bugatti Veyron Supersport handle corners in a far more sprightly fashion than you'd expect from a nearly 2-ton road-going cruise missile. In fact, the only thing that stopped it from becoming an instant win machine is that you had to save up $2.2 million in the in-game currency before you could get hold of it in the game. Once you got there though, you'd be effectively unstoppable in any race. Look, I'm not sure it has enough cup holders. Honestly, these guys.
Bastards got my son, and he gets a bullet if I step out of line. See where I'm going with this?
Where's he being held?
One of my harvester boys will tell you all about it. Meet him in the sewers near the Alice Garden pods. Then, when you free my boy, come back and we talk some more.
Deus Ex Human Revolution is a game that actively encourages you to build your character as a silver-tongued, lock-picking computer science major before locking you in a room with a towering half-robot murderer with a gun for an arm. So, to be honest, we'll take every advantage we can get. Enter the Explosive Mission Pack, a neat little piece of Deus Ex Human Revolution pre-order bonus DLC that lets you start the game with 4 M28 remote explosive devices, an automatic unlocking device, and an extra bonus mission.
He says I owe you a weapon. I always repay my debts. With interest.
Complete this and you are rewarded with the Linebacker G87 multiple shot grenade launcher, a preposterously powerful weapon that really helps in those "whoops, I put all my points into speech pheromones instead of being able to fire bombs out of my spine" moments. The Linebacker is basically a semi-automatic grenade launcher that launches bombs that can kill pretty much anything outside of bosses in a single shot, which in a game like Deus Ex, where combat is more tactical and stealth is encouraged, can really speed things along. Oh, now I get the name Human Revolution. I think that guy did a full 360.
If you look up JRPG in the dictionary, chances are you'll see a picture of Lost Odyssey. It's got it all: an epic sprawling storyline about an encroaching magic industrial revolution and a young man with amnesia, stylish turn-based combat, and some absolutely fantastic haircuts.
Follow me.
The secret is to leave the conditioner in. Lost Odyssey fans who pre-ordered the game got access to something called the Double Bonus Pack, which included a new playable dream, which is kind of like a side mission, plus a special accessory called the Master's Secret Script. While it might sound innocuous, this accessory was actually incredibly overpowered for the point in the game at which you get it, because it awarded you with an ability called Weapon Guard 2, which is described as frequently nullifying enemy attacks. Or in other words, this skill would often just stop enemy attacks harming you in any way, letting you just breeze through the game. This skill was only available outside of Japan by pre-ordering the game, so it's absolutely fair to say that people who pre-ordered Lost Odyssey had a significantly easier time of it than people who didn't. It's basically turn-based combat, but I'm the only one who gets to take a turn. Good system. I like it.
You remember Call of Duty Advanced Warfare? It was the one where you had to press F to pay respects. If you were mostly into it for the multiplayer, however, you may remember Call of Duty Advanced Warfare as being the Call of Duty game that offered a pre-order version of the game known as the Day Zero Edition. And you remember that because you'll have spent a lot of the early time in Advanced Warfare's multiplayer being murdered by people who bought it. The Day Zero Edition came with a few bonus weapons and variants as well as some cosmetic tweaks, but the main reason it gave people an advantage was because it gave players access to the game a day early and allowed them to earn double XP for the entire day that they had it while other people didn't.
Pre-order the Call of Duty Advanced Warfare Day Zero Edition.
As such, if you logged into Call of Duty multiplayer on launch day like a regular schmo, you were liable to find yourself at the mercy of squads of wildly OP Day Zero Edition players who had spent the previous 24 hours leveling up, unlocking perks and equipment, learning the maps, and devising strategies for killing noobs like you. Press F to pay respects.
It's a straight cash in. You know how it goes.
If the cops come, I'll give them a warm welcome.
In Payday 2, you play as a group of heisters. Heistmen. People who do heists. Anyway, as you can imagine, there are a lot of ways of going about this. From the stealthy approach, where you avoid tripping any alarms or alerting any guards, to the Mike method, where you accidentally throw a grenade in the parking lot and alert everyone in the entire level before you've even entered the building.
Oops, that's a grenade. Sorry, that was me.
Who's to say which is right? It's the first one. Anyway, part of the challenge in Payday 2 is planning your heists effectively. A big part of your pre-mission prep involves things like arranging for extra supplies of ammo or health in the level, purchasing backup, or even changing the escape plan.
Additional medical supplies will increase your chances of survival.
Players who purchased the Payday 2 Career Criminal Edition, however, got a little something extra to help them plan their heists, which made the game considerably easier. Full blueprints of the missions in the game. These were printable, so you could have them in real life, and also available digitally in the game. And they showed you useful things like entrances and exits, the location of security devices and guards, and other important intel that would really help out heisters in a hurry. If you were some ordinary non-special edition haver, on the other hand, you'd be going in totally blind, so good luck to you, try having more money next time. The blueprints don't say things like, don't throw a grenade in the parking lot please, but you'd think that would go without saying. And yet.
Dead Space 2 is a survival horror game with a heavy emphasis on the survival part. After all, this is a game where you start in a literal straitjacket, running screaming through a nightmarish necromorph attack with your arms strapped down and no way to defend yourself. Well, unless a pursuing necromorph slips in one of the many pools of panic urine I'm leaving behind and breaks its neck, I suppose. As such, scoring some better gear early on goes a long way towards helping you survive on the Sprawl space station. And if you pre-ordered Dead Space 2's Collector's Edition, that's exactly what you got. The Zealot rig, available as soon as you get to the game's very first store, gives you 15% more armor and 15 inventory slots, both of which come in super useful at the start of the game, when you're supposed to be clad in the outer space equivalent of a Hessian sack with no pockets. In addition to this, if you pre-ordered the game from specific retailers, you'd also get access to the Rivet Gun, a souped-up nail gun that spits out hot rivets at a blistering rate of fire that can pin necromorphs to the wall and is available for free right at the start of the game, making the early stages utterly trivial. Which kind of undermines the survival horror, but I've got to say, it does feel good to be the one doing the horrifying once in a while.
Look, it's fashionable and a sound investment. Oh, hi, thank you so much for watching this video. Like and subscribe if you enjoyed this. And if you'd like to watch more of our stuff, we've got a video up here from us and a video down here from sister channel Outside Extra. Thanks for watching, we'll see you next time.
I've warned you about masks in the office, Mike.
It really brings out my eyes.
Well, that's true, yeah.
Yeah.